If the strategy is not broke, then leave it alone. There's nothing else you need to do. If it is making you money and you're profitable day in and day out, okay, you're not struggling, then don't continue messing with it, okay? Simply put, guys, welcome back to the channel and thank you for tuning in to another great video. I just want to talk about that today because what I see over the airwaves and what I see from traders happen so often is that they always are trying to, one, either jump from strategy to another strategy because they don't give something enough time to see it through, okay? Meaning, simply put, is that they find something that possibly is going to work if they just spend time testing it. So many people are irrational in thought. They're impatient. And you know that I stress patience because in order for you to be an effective trader, a profitable trader, you must do what? You must have patience. Okay? It doesn't come overnight. Some of us have patience already. Some of us have to work on ourselves to gain patience. But it just does not occur overnight, I should say, okay? You have to work on it. It's one of those mental or psychological points that we, have to correct, all right? So when it comes to the strategy and you found something that works, okay? It worked week 1, it worked week 2, it worked week 3, then continue trading it, practicing it in demo. That's what we call practicing, okay? Back testing and forward testing, okay? All right? Now, yes, we all get kind of scared when we find something that works and then we get scared about going live because then we think it's not going to work. If it works when you're back testing it and it works in demo and it works while you are actually, testing it live during the session while you're still in demo, it's going to work. The biggest barrier that stands in most people's way is the mind, is the psychological point, all right? They ultimately think the moment they go live that a strategy that they've been testing for several months has failed them because they've started taking losing trades. More than likely what happens is the fact is you allow conditions to step in the way, meaning fear, okay? All right, the sweaty palms, getting stressed because now you have real money on the line, all right? The thing is when we go from demoing and we find something that works to going live, it's like learning all over again in a sense. It feels that way, right? Because the emotional side starts to step in more so because you don't have anything on the line when you're in demo. And trust me, I know there are tons of you guys out there that are dealing with this probably right now who are still currently in practice mode. And, you may have switched to demo and tried demo I'm sorry, not demo, but live. And then you blow through an account or two. All right. And then you go back to back testing again with the same strategy. You're back in demo again and everything is working out again. It's the person, guys. It's you as a person because you have to look. I always say this: trading is 90% or more mental. Okay, that's the biggest problem, the biggest feat that we have to overcome is ourselves when it comes to trading. You got something that works; it's going to work. You just have to be patient. And that's a problem when you take a losing trade. Okay, with a strategy that you know that works. You probably didn't follow your plan to the T. You probably didn't execute on that strategy. One, looking for the most high probable setups, okay? Because you're not patient enough, and then you get stopped out. And then what happens is that frustration starts to build. Because again, when you're in demo and you've demoed this thing out for many months, it works. But then the moment you step into the live trading world again, all right, and you get burnt, revenge steps in and you want to quickly get back into a trade. So then you fall back into your old ways of doing things, okay? Revenge trading, chasing, and then you get burnt even more, all right? So some people just don't know when to stop because a lot of people are just very irrational and as a person. So you have to work on yourself a little more and you don't have that patience piece, okay? That's something that we can't go out here to the store and just pick up, from our local retailer, okay? You've got to be able to work on yourself and figure out what it is that's stepping or standing in the way. If you have a strategy, let me say this as well. Don't go and start, trying to merge things in, start piecemealing, in a sense. When you have something that works, don't continue adding on to it, because then we start to overcomplicate things, and then we start to make a mess of things, okay? So here, just as an example, let's say the strategy you had, very simplistic, you know, I always talk about trading is simple, and you should keep it simple. That's why I talk about trading with naked charts. You don't need all the crazy and fancy indicators, all right? And I see a lot of you guys that are part of the Discord community have followed my advice, all right? If you're someone new watching this, look, come over to the Discord and join, okay? It's free. And talk to some of the community members, all right? They actually trade, and some of them don't even use indicators. They're trading from a naked chart. And you'll see that that means that they purely understand market structure and how to read price action, okay? How to follow price action, all right? And that's really all you need, because what we're looking for is high probability setups surrounding what we see the banks and institutions doing, which falls in line with supply and demand, all right? So going back to the strategy, you got a strategy that works, and you know that it works. Why would you want to mess it up, okay? You mess it up. You start adding things into the recipe, and then it causes a disaster, all right? And then you start to figure out, what is it that I've done? And you try to undo it to go back to where you were before. Stop compiling things on top of each other, allowing you to become stressed out about how you trade. Be simple, stick to your regiment, stick to your plan, and concretely stick to the strategy. The strategy, let's say you got a strategy that has an 80% win rate, all right? Just throwing it out there, maybe a 75% win rate. Use it to your advantage, okay? That means you're taking more wins than your losses, all right? And your wins are probably greater than your losses are. So stick with it and just perfect it, and look for those setups that you can execute that strategy with. That's the key to it, all right? We don't want to start adding different flavors into the strategy, and then all of a sudden we've got some complex of a monster of a strategy that we just can't, decipher. We got to wait for, X, Y, and Z to cross W and get back all the way to A. You don't want to do that. Just make it as simple as possible. That's why I don't use indicators. The only thing I use is volume profile, because volume is important. It provides that GPS for me as a roadmap to where I'm looking to take a trade from, or where I'm looking to take a trade from, just to make sure I'm in an area, if I'm looking to go short, at a premium. If I'm looking to buy, at a discount, okay? So what I see is that there's so many traders that be up one moment and down one moment. I mean, they have a great run, and then all of a sudden they start, losing, okay? Lots of people I see, guys, are struggling with that on the daily. If you are able to make it, meaning week to week, or profitable with a strategy, and then all of a sudden you're not, well, maybe you have slightly forgotten something that, when looking at the charts or looking, for the right setups, or maybe you just started messing with the strategy more than you should have, okay? Just leave it alone. If it's not broke, then why simply try to fix it? I mean, that's just an old saying. Allow it to naturally do its thing, to make you money, to become profitable, all right? So when you have a golden strategy that works, okay, and I trade supply and demand, I'm not saying you have to follow the way I trade, okay? I just share here on this channel my experience and the way I trade. And maybe it will inspire other individuals. There are tons, when I say tons, but when I say tons, people start to think, well, you got thousands of people that use a strategy. Wow, let me jump over to it and ask away. No, there are people who trade the way I do, okay? Come over to the Discord, you can ask, or use the strategy and how I use it, okay? Or doing well themselves, okay? It doesn't happen overnight. I'm not going to say it is, because the hardest thing for most people to do is to undo something that doesn't work for them that they learned in the past, to try to learn something new. It's like trying to teach old dog new tricks. Doesn't happen that easy, right? I think people who are younger can fare well because they have that capability to be able to shift their mind real quick. All right, when we have spent or have been trained on something for 10, 20, 30, just say 10 and 20 years, whatever the case is, and become so accustomed to it, it's hard for us to go back and, learn something all over again or learn something new, okay? For some people, not all, I'm not saying that. But, and that's what it took for me, is having to go back to scratch, start all over from zero, because I didn't completely understand. I'll talk about that in videos, market structure, and that's when things kind of started turning around for me, and then I started learning supply and demand. But if you got something golden, I'm going to say do not try to fix it. Allow it to do its thing. Allow it to make you profitable. All right? Yes, it takes time in time to perfect things and become a great trader. That's not going to happen overnight, but take the baby steps to get there. Slowly start to build your account up. You don't have to go in and start taking thousands of trades. I just take a couple trades a day. On most days. Some days I may just see one great setup and that's all I'm going to take. All right. But each person is different. Some people are just a little bit more riskier. Some people aren't as risky. Some people are just more conservative. So that's what I wanted to talk about today was the strategy. All right. Because people feel as if they have to have 4 or 5 different strategies. And maybe you do. I don't know. I mean, not me. I stick to pretty much one strategy and that's it. Okay. I don't have the brain power to be, looking at my charts all day long and then saying, oh, this setup here constitutes for me to use this strategy here. That's not the way I am. I trade supply and demand as one easy and simple way I trade it, and that's it. All right. So if you aren't a current subscriber to the channel, please take the time to go ahead and sub by clicking on the subscribe button down below. Make sure to click on the bell next to it to turn your post notifications on. And please, lastly, drop a like on the video, please, guys. I appreciate that. And if you want to join the Discord, find that link down in the description portion of this video and invite yourself in for your charge. Every single day when the market's open and U.S. session's open, we are on the trading floor channel on the server, okay? That's where we as traders come together and we post entries. We talk about trades that we've taken. People are traders on the channel. Our community members are able to ask questions if they don't understand. So engage in the community. Come over. If you're a trader and you trade, primarily we trade the index futures. I like trading my go-to market is the ES futures or the E-mini S&P 500. Yes, I've been trading the NASDAQ lately. I just been liking the way that loads of volatility there. Tons of setups. You just got to know what you're looking at and be quick enough to take trades. Yes, the ES is a thicker market. So, but anyways, there was a nice setup or trade that unfolded today that I just want to quickly talk about right now, and that was on a supply zone setup. Well, you see the market running to the downside here. This is my 12 range chart. I don't trade time-based charts. I trade range charts. And the reason why I trade them, I'm going to say this, because people always ask, is because they're cleaner to the eye. Now, there are community members. We have lots of community members that have switched over and started trading range charts. Come over to the community Discord and ask them, and they'll tell you the same thing. It wasn't probably until they really started looking at range charts that they started seeing things a little bit differently. Just cleaner to the eye. I've stuck with that and traded with that. I've never really traded, I pulled up time-based charts, say for instance, but just not my cup of tea. All right. I like the way I'm able to see things on the range charts. But this here was a supply zone setup right here. Great opportunity. I didn't take this trade here, but if you took this short right here, then you came out very nice. And this would have been pretty much the only trade on the ES you would have taken today, or should have taken today, if you needed to be. But it was making lower lows and lower highs. We got a break below this area here, broke structure. This was just a break of structure with a pullback to a key area of supply right here. And, for me, I'm taking most times I take my interest off the 12 range chart. You can scale down to a 4 range chart if you choose to, but I was looking at the 12 range chart when I noticed this trade that I'm talking about now. But for all those that took this trade today, beautiful trade. You look for the break of the candle in the opposite direction here, or maybe you scale down and you waited for a break of structure to occur on the 4 range chart and a pullback to go short. But it was a beautiful setup to take on this pullback or retracement to the supply zone here to take it back to the lows. So if you got in somewhere below, say 46, and you were able to take it down here to say 38, you could easily pick yourself up a nice 6, 7, 8 points right there. And that's all it really takes on the ES. If you're trading, one contract is good enough. If you trade multiple contracts, then you did pretty well. So just depends on the individual and how much money they are able to leverage or leverage in the markets and risk when it comes to money they're looking to trade with. Everybody's capital is different. All right, how much money we have to trade with. But that was a beautiful trade right there to take on the ES, and there were some nice setups on the NASDAQ as well. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and jump off here. I will see everyone in the next trading video. So and again, if you're interested in joining our Discord, find that link down in the description portion of the video below. I appreciate everyone who has signed up for, subscribed, and is a elite member. thank you for doing so. Thank you for supporting the channel and the efforts that I continue to do in making content, so you guys can, aid you in helping you understand how I trade and, just kind of breaking things down for you. So if you're an elite member, thank you for doing so. If you're interested in becoming an elite member, you can click on the join button on any, or join link on any video that you watch here on this channel, and you'll see 2 membership tiers pop up, and you have the elite membership there, where you get the trade breakdowns where I post videos. I need to post a new video. I haven't posted in a while over there, as far as breakdowns, but there are tons of videos on there, trade breakdown videos, as well as you get the video playlist of videos that I've put together that kind of what am I trying to say? Streamline the way that I actually trade, in a sense. So there are a group of videos that I've put together that kind of give you the curve or the edge, so you don't have to go in and watch all those videos, because I believe we're approaching, I know we're well over 500 now. I would believe we're probably approaching 600 videos now, so that's a lot of videos for a person to have to watch. So anyways, if you're interested in becoming an elite member, just click on the join button. You'll see it there. But outside of that, I appreciate everyone tuning in. Take care. See you in the next one.